I did buy the saw with the 27-inch bar. So I've yet to run this, but there's the 27. All right, this is brand new, yet to be used. So I am going to primarily run the 24, though. That's why I'm not running that all the time. There's no reason. I don't want to sharpen that many teeth all the time. And I'm not very tall, so I can stand up and buck with a 24 pretty well. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this bar off. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off here. So that way you can see. Remember, these are Husqvarna bars, or the pattern is the large pattern. All right, and so I do have a shim I made. It's not as, okay, and check this out, everybody. The full wrap is cool. It does come in the way, it does get in the way a little bit of taking off your bar nuts here. Of course, I could go ahead and put them on a socket, but I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have a socket here with an extension on it to take these off. Loosen that a hair. There we are. Let's take this off. There we are. Oops, I don't have that one off all the way. Okay, guys, captured bar nuts. That's nice. That's definitely nice. All right. So, let's take a peek in here. I want to show you what I did. Oops. I want to show you what I did here for my shim. I took a piece of tin left over from my house and basically wrapped it around the bar studs there, and it took a lot of slop out. Now, optimally, I do want to do, people have suggested there is a 9mm outside diameter, 8mm inside diameter tubing that you can buy. That's what I ultimately want to do. But check this out. This is working well. All right, so I'd say this bar, it doesn't have a lot of time on it, but it's actually not chunking out. And I think it has a lot to do, honestly, with how well this ECHO saw has been oiling. Okay, check this out. Let's go ahead and lube this up together so that way you can see. If you've never seen this process, this is, I think, a good thing to do. I think it's really unfortunate that the new bars don't do this. I know it's kind of questionable whether or not you need to. So, does that look good? All right, here. So all you do is you take this and you push it in there. And then what I like to do is, this is up here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to spin it this way just to get it to kind of drag the longer way around. You can see that it's on the teeth there. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. I just do one pump. There it is. And we're going to go ahead and spin this around this way. Right there. Okay, y'all? So now what we've got is we've got a tip that has grease in it. It's a greased tip. And when I put this back on the saw, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip the bar. So I'm going to kind of wipe this down and clean it up. And I'm going to flip this over. Alrighty, y'all. I decided while the bar was off, I'd go ahead and clean the guide bar here. Make sure it's getting good oil. Just doing a little bit of maintenance. It doesn't need any filing or anything like that. I'm just getting out. These are the feed holes where you only really need to clean the primary side where your oil is going to be going in. We're going to be flipping my bar here, and so that means this is the most important hole. So what I'm going to do, I think this is important. I don't know if everybody does this, but it makes sense to me. I make sure that my mating surfaces are tidy, because I figure if there's saw chips in there, that might keep it from mounting up good and solid, and it might cause a place where the oil might not get into the hole and rather leak in between the bar and this. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to real quickly wipe this off as well. There we are. Make sure that my little shim is in there. I don't know if you all can see that shim on the camera, but you can see I've got it just setting right in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this mounted up on here. One more little wipe, and I'm going to throw the bar on here. Got to make sure that my shim is not impeding any of the mounting of this. Ha! You know, I've watched so many guys throw chains on, and I swear, if you're going to do it on camera, I think, you know, it always happens where just something doesn't go right. You know, you mount it upside down or backwards, however you want to put that, or something like that. Okay, this is what I like to do. I like to just kind of, you know, get it setting in the grooves. And then remember everybody, when you mount this, you need to make sure that your mating surfaces are clean-ish. Guys, I'm not crazy about my maintenance. I'll be the first to admit, I make them functional. If I have a complaint about this saw, it would be the air cleaner. Let's see what we got here. All right, so what do we got here? We've got buildup, definitely around there. And to me, what that's telling me is that there's less restriction around that area there. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. All right, so we got some dust. This has had quite a bit of usage, really. I pop this out periodically. Let's take a look though on the intake side and see what it looks like. Remember, this is all 100% aftermarket here. All right, here. So when you look at this, there is, it looks to me like almost absolutely nothing getting through there. And let's take a look inside that carburetor. It's a little bit of stuff, but that's a pretty clean intake to me. Echo, fix the air cleaner. I know that there's some people that love Echo so much, and they're like, oh yeah, you can just buy the Redbeard setup. That's true. I don't feel like you should have to buy an aftermarket air cleaner to have a decent air cleaner. That's just ridiculous. Okay, see y'all, when you rest the tip, that's what I like to do. When you rest the tip on a workbench or a log or whatever, you get a little bit of more slack. Let me get that out of the way. Get a little bit of slack. So what I do is I go ahead and do that. A little bit more. Okay, I don't mind maybe just a smidgen. There we go. It looks good to me. That's what I prefer. I don't make them super tight. I know some guys run them banjo tight. That's not me. And I also don't like them loose. Again, finger tighten these as much as you can if you got a wrap on it like this. All right, before I get too far, let's make sure we're still moving. All right, I can feel a little bit of resistance there. Y'all, you'll only ever make the mistake once where you're going this way and your finger gets cut. Don't pull the chain this way. Go the way it goes naturally and use a scrunch. I've done it. I'm gonna admit I've cut myself before. So, and also guys, these do not need to get cranked on. They just do not. Thanks for being here. Subscribe, like, leave any comments, your experience, and so forth. See you later. Have a good one.